Welcome back to Minecraft Through the Ages, the series where we go through every single version of Minecraft. And right now, we are, for the first time, in 1.6.4. Right up there in the corner. And the big feature of this update, as I bump my mouse and stop showing you, big feature is these guys. The horses. And I have to do this empty hand. I've been adventuring, found a village, so I have some armor and a saddle, which is actually super lucky. I think I have a right click. Okay, that's actually going to be too loud for me. I'll make it louder in editing if I have to. I think I just keep right clicking until he likes me. Do I not? Is that not how this works? Do I feed you something? I'm not sure. Oh, worked. Oh, and hit E. Move it. Saddle there. And the armor here. And now we got a horsey. Problem is, this is super far away from my base. I gotta go find how I got here. These things are fast though. I like it. How tall is it? Oh, you hold? Okay. Apparently you have to hit it at the right moment. Do you have to hit it right as it... Interesting. It's a little bit of a mini game, it seems, I think. And I'm terrible at it. Or he just doesn't jump good at all. One or the other. So we're on the adventure looking for a donkey. And it can be a while, I suspect. Okay, you can suffocate on a horse. That's good to know. If I succeed, okay, if I get right in the orange, it goes up 2 blocks. Kind of a weak jump. I would have hoped for it to be a bigger jump. I like the noises of the hoofs. Sidestepping and the sprinting, galloping. I should be fairly close to the forest base. Oh, you can't suffocate in leaves. That's cool. And makes some sense too, so. But I should be close to the jungle base, which would mean... How bad of a shot am I? Ah, he moved right once I shot, of course. Yeah, well, not worth it. What was I saying? Close to the jungle base, which would be right, should be next to a plains biome, if I'm right about where I am, which I think I am. I'm fairly confident in that. This is so nice. This is just a completely different way of traveling, and I love it. Makes life so much easier. Oh, well, there's ocean, so maybe I was wrong about where I am. More ocean? And some mountains. I was expecting jungle right here. So clearly I don't know where I am. Let's just take a peek over here. Let these chunks load in a little. See what we're working with. That's just forest, that's not jungle. I think I'm generating new chunks. I hear my computer's fan going crazy. Oh, so there was a fairly big lag right there. So, fairly confident in the new chunks theory. Just take a peek anyway. I think I need new chunks for horses spawn, and based on my adventuring, I didn't find any in any of my old chunks. So, unfortunately, this is going to cause a bit of lag, but probably hurt my computer a little in the temporary. But in the long run, we should see some horses or something. Oh, that's a thing. Apparently, get forced to dismount your horse under deep enough water. That's good to know. Also, looking, the horse has naturally regenerated its hearts over time. So that's also good to know. I stuck. We're going home. Or at least back to that plains biome. Did I find a lead in the chest? I did not. So I can't bring multiple horses back home with me. I'm gonna have to take multiple journeys, which is annoying because I don't really know exactly where I am. Same time. Just get up. That's kind of cool. Oh my gosh, we made it. I was not sure at all if we would make it, but we did. It took a long time, but we are home. My goodness. Okay, so one thing, I kind of gave up on the donkey, which, yeah, I'm fine with. It's just the horse, and I will go back for another horse so we can start breeding horses and have fun with that. But I kept looking for hours and hours, at least it felt like hours and hours, and I could not find a donkey to save my life. So I gave up on it. But now I want to check out the, whatchamacallit, hardened clay. As I was adventuring, I grabbed a bunch of clay along the way every time I saw it until my inventory was full. And now we're going to place it down, obviously, because that's the thing to do. There you are. In my computer. What? Come on. Let's do that again. I don't know if you can hear it, but for some reason my computer really hates this right now. I know it usually doesn't like recording, but it really doesn't like recording right now. Okay, so we're gonna let this clay harden, and I want to see about dyes and what it looks like. I'll use right here as a, I don't know, palette. So I'm assuming you mine it with pickaxe. Yep. And it gives it to me. That didn't have silk touch. No, just efficiency. So just straight up gives it to you. That makes sense because it's an item you've obtained through the furnace and not through the real world. But you can also dye it. Where are my dyes? I saw them. Okay, so we got red and we got brown. I need more options. Let's get some blue. I don't think coal count. Some whites. Should have some insects somewhere. It's a yellow. Oh, I have some already in my inventory. That's nice. While I'm around here, let's throw that away. I don't have any sacks apparently. I don't know why I would have put them down here, but maybe I did. Just being a little thorough. Oops. Not down there. Yeah, you know what? I bet I have some at the museum. I bet I have a bunch of dyes at the museum. That's the thing to do. What? I can make it? Maybe. I can take the horse. Let's take the horse to the museum. See how fast it is. It's not that far away, so this should not take very long at all. Can you sprint with a horse, or is it just its permanent speed? Yeah, I think it's just its permanent speed. Oh, maybe not. my point of view changed. But that was very fast. Much faster than it takes for me to get here on foot. Problem is I don't really have a good access point for horses because this is right next to forest. Sheep. Also, I'm gonna just take damage, accept it. Oh, I can't get through that. Dang it. I don't want to leave the horse out here because he'll wander off. So yeah, take the damage and place that. Haven't done any work on here for a little while. Mess with arches. I don't remember if I showed that or not, and I've been farming trees. Can't remember what I have and haven't showed. I took a break for a good while, so I'm just returning to this world after multiple weeks. There's some pink, some purple. Or was that magenta? I didn't actually read it. Yeah, magenta. We got blue already. Light blue. My inventory is going to be crazy full. Throw these saplings in here because they fit. That looks like everything. I already have the dandelion, so I don't. Although, may as well not waste it. I'm not seeing any more dies. That's the same chest I just. Any chance in one of these chests I left a ink sac? Any chance I left an ink sac in one of these chests? Probably not. Not that. Yeah. No, it's no. Oh no, this chest. I'll come back for that gold. None in the other chest, I bet. Only one diamond, yeah. Go to sleep and get back. Probably want to make a path at some point, like make it look like the horse has worn down this whole area because it's traveled so much back and forth. It's probably a good idea. Probably do that eventually, someday. Just like I'll probably finish the jungle terraforming eventually someday. Okay, so I'm gonna clean my inventory. Okay, let's see. This is done. Neither of them are lit up, so we are done here. That. Grab. Whoops. I do want to stick. Actually, my bread is run out, so I'll have that little bit of stack. I think you do that and you do that. There's some pink. There's red. Purple. Blue. Light blue. Magenta. Yellow. It's a nice yellow, I think. Brown. Have I done everything in my inventory? I think so. There's a few more to get. That's the regular. That's the default. Doesn't really have a color. It's not like wool. Wool has the white, but oh, white. That's what I missed. He has, unlike wool, hardened clay has a default color and then a white color. White in the wool is its basic default. So that's kind of cool. That and that are different. Then we get some, not putting these down in any particular order, just throwing them on the ground and seeing what I like, really. Oops. Give me that. These are nice colors. See, I like these. These are pretty decent colors. I can imagine a lot of this. It opens up a lot of options to build with. I'm a bad builder, but I'm gonna make some stuff work. I think this is a good wall, potentially. Maybe even the blue one as well. Have I placed the light blue? I have not. One of these. Yeah, this opens up a lot of options. I just have to be smart enough to figure out what those options are. Now, let's see. What should I do? Probably, I think I want to build, I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to see about building a flower farm. I'm sure there's a way to do it. In fact, it's probably pretty simple. If I have the dispenser with the bone meal in it, and I give it a power, which I need something to make a button. I don't have wood, of course. Oh yeah, because I put it in here. Oh, I must, whatever. Grab wood, make a button. And then we see if this will grow. Ideally, we want it automated. What if I put it on the block below? That. Put the bone meal in, and that. Ooh, it does work. Oh yeah, spoiler alert. I'm in 1.7 right now. I changed it originally. I'm done with 1.6. I was gonna at the end of the episode say, oh yeah, by the way, we're in 1.7, but we're in 1.7. So that's a good way to get light gray. Apparently it comes here. So I want to see what's the radius of this? How far? I can't for sure think about behind me because there's not really grass, but first, right now, the farthest is here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. And the farthest this way is 3, or 4 if you're counting the dispenser. I don't think you were there. So potentially 5. So it might be a 5x5. That looks like monsters can spawn there. Let's see. Paranoid rather than dead. That wasn't there, so it gets to 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it looks like it's a 5x5, and but obviously it's random, so it's not guaranteed anything. And so far, the types of flowers we've gotten the oxeye daisy and the azure. So this gives me light gray, like I saw, and this also gives me light gray. So we've also gotten the dandelions and the poppies, which used to be roses, but now there's an official rose bush. I'm gonna go exploring eventually, probably next episode, to see other things. But those seem to be the only ones we're getting out of this. I wonder how they generate, if it's based on specific chunks. But if that's true, these chunks were generated in 1.0. So how are they generating the new flowers? I don't know. I'm going to just sit here for a bit, keep pressing this button, see if anything new comes up. I doubt it. It seems pretty consistent to be those 4 types of flowers, but you never know. Okay, 64 bone meal later, the whole stack. We have just about, I used some of this to get some dyes over here. So, but we got just about a half stack of each of these and almost a full stack of the dandelion, which is interesting. I guess this is the most common. And now I want to go around the whole island and bone meal everything, see if the flowers are biome based or chunk based. Cause I'm not sure. I'm not sure if, for example, we know right here, we're going to get these 2 kinds, these 4 kinds actually. But if I come way over here, get rid of all the grass, am I going to get the same 4 kinds? Or could I get more? Looks like I could just only get the 4, or at least those 2. But maybe that was just a random chance. I'm not sure. I want to just go around the whole island and do that sort of thing. It looks like it's probably biome based because I'm only seeing those 2 of the new kind. I don't know. I haven't actually looked at the changelogs. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think there might be a specific biome that's all the flowers, and maybe a specific kind of plains biome. I'm not sure. And maybe because this was generated in 1.0, this doesn't match that biome. But yeah, so far, we're only seeing those 4 types of flowers. And even more, we're seeing less of the 2 white/gray ones. So that's interesting. Oops. But yeah, that's interesting. But also, like I said, I made some more dyes. So we now have some more hardened clay options to look at. Do I have a crafter here? No, I don't. Just storing them right there for now because I wanted to keep them separate from everything else. Can I make them all? I can exactly make them all. Gray. That kind of gives me a brownish vibe. That's interesting. Cyan gives me a gray vibe. That's also interesting. Some orange. Some green. That's lime, actually, not green. That's the green. Pretty accurate. I already did that one. Black is almost pure black. That's nice. And then light gray. The boom, boom. Get rid of some seeds. I don't need seeds. And I think that's all the colors. I could be wrong, but I believe the stained clay, stained clay, stained clay, stained clay, stained clay. That's 9 plus 7, that's 16. I think there's only 16 colors. So first thing I want to look at, I want to see you next to the gray. There's definitely a lot of brown in this gray one, but they do not match, which is great. You can make some interesting gradients here. That would be very cool. I talk like I'm a genius artist or something. I did some painting when I was really young. That's as much as I really know. But I know color theory, at least. I definitely see the blues in the cyan. So, but it also gives a lot of gray. So I'm just sort of pairing them off in light colors. Similar colors, I guess. White, light gray. It kind of has a pinkish. Those work together a lot. It looks like greens. These are pretty close to their actual named colors. And then I would if I were pairing off, I would pair orange, and I think this is pink. Is pink or magenta? It's pink. I wouldn't put it here. Well, you could, like, these colors go together, but as far as colors that look alike, look along the similar spectrum of color, it goes with these ones, with the orange and the red, more than it does these guys. And then, of course, white doesn't really go with any color. It's kind of its own thing. Interestingly, there's close to 3 of everything other than white, obviously. But there's only 2 that would go with green. Unless I'm missing a color, but I don't think I am. I think there's only 16 of every color. So there's a gap in the greens. It's not a super light green. This is mid-range green. There's not like a more vibrant green. These look really cool though. I really, really am excited for these blocks. So much so that I just really shook my mouse. That was definitely a show of excitement and not accident. But I already have a few good ideas for using these blocks. There's so many options I could do with this. So many things I can do with this. All right, that's gonna end the episode. And wow, this is the first time I've actually looked at my skin. And apparently, I guess in 1.7, I don't know if they added skins to the new launcher or what, but this is the first time I'm seeing the skin. This is very, very weird, very interesting. Something else I'm gonna mess with, but I love seeing these new blocks. And next episode, I'm gonna go explore, find as many of the new biomes as I can. But I'll see you then. Goodbye.